Hi! Hi everyone! This is my very first video ever to be uploaded on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is To Create is Fun. To Create is Fun. So I'm thrilled right now. At the same time, I do feel nervous. So please bear with me. Alright everyone. So later, if you find my video to particularly be helpful, please click likes and also subscribe, and I'm really hoping you would also share the link of this video to your friends that you think might benefit from this video. Alright, let's just get started. Okay, so this is the overview of the content. The first one, you will discover the simple definition of effective narratives. Number two, you'll discover some features that you will use in order to create some good narratives. Number three, you'll find out what is it that you have to avoid when it comes to writing a narrative, a good narratives. And number four, I'm providing you with samples which you can compare and contrast in order for you to comprehend better. And number five is the application of the features itself. Well, I do understand that right now you have a huge temptation to just simply go straight to number 5, which is to the application of the features. However, I think it's best for you to just keep up with me from the beginning until the end, so you have like the complete understanding from the beginning until the end. Okay? Or else you'll be missing out. Okay? Without further ado, let's get in with the first one. Yeah, the first one, like I said previously, is the definition of good narrative itself. So, according to you, what is a good story? Well, people will provide me with many different kind of answer to this question. Or maybe some of the other people will find it difficult to provide an answer. But for me, I speak for myself here, for me, good story or effective story is the story which has effects on the readers. Okay, so what I mean by effect is things like clarity, laughter, fear, curiosity. For example, if you are in the middle of your novel and somehow you start laughing because there's something comical about it, we can say the one that you read right now is a good piece of narrative. The reason is because the author is able to generate an effect on you as the reader, which is the laughter that you experience. Okay? Alright, I believe you get the concept. Next. So in order for you to be able to create those features, those effects, you require tools or features. So these are 7 tools that will definitely help you to step up your game. Okay? Number 1, this is the most important one. Narrative arc. You can try to find out the definition of narrative arc by yourself. Okay, but the point is, narrative arc consists of orientation, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Orientation is the beginning of the story itself. Rising action, it is time. It's the time when the author introduces you with the conflict. Okay, so if you take a look at my screen right now, rising action could include internal conflict, or conflict between character and another character, or maybe the conflict between the character and society, or maybe the character versus nature. Or perhaps you can combine all of those conflicts together in your story to make it interesting. Alright, next. What about resolution itself? What kind of ending you might want to have in your story? Well, you've got also multiple options for that. Okay, you have cliffhanger, or yeah, the part where the ending is hanging, you have no idea what's going to happen, or the ending with a twist, which is super unpredictable, or the ending with moral value that teaches you something, or the ending with epiphany, where your character experience certain realization. Okay, or again, it could be also the combination of all of these. Okay, number 2, precise vocabularies. Okay, well, I'm going to explain better using samples after this for number 2. And then language devices for effects. Well, if you have no idea what it means by language devices, they are those things like metaphor, simile, hyperbole, and many more. Okay, and feature number 4, we have powerful description of characters or setting. Okay, powerful description, so it's like you describe the appearance of the characters, the look of the characters, the body reaction, and you can also describe the weather. In this case, it's the setting, the weather, the place that the character is in. And feature number 5 is the characterization. Characterization is just simply personality of the character. Okay, you can build the personality of the character through the inner voice, dialogues, other character thought, actions, and many more. Okay, number 6, you can use punctuation for effects. Well, from my observation, most of people just simply go with full stop and comma. Well, in fact, there are many different kind of punctuations out there, such as ellipsis, hyphen, and many more. Well, every single one of the punctuation will generate different effect. Okay, one thing for sure, ellipsis creates attention in a story. Number 7, sentence structure for effects. Yes, ideally people combine basic, compound, and complex sentences. But again, I notice people have this proclivity to just simply go with basic sentences all the time. This creates boredom for the readers. Okay, those are the explanation of features. Again, if you don't quite get it yet, you can replay the video one more time. Okay, let's move on. Now, you do have a homework. This is the homework that you can do later or right now. Your homework is the active reading. Okay, so active reading means that you have to notice those tools used in stories around you. Let's just say you read a Harry Potter, one of the Harry Potter books by J.K. Rowling. So in the middle of reading the novel, try to notice, try to identify such thing as orientation. Oh, for example, this part of the novel is the orientation. Oh, this is the part where J.K. Rowling uses metaphor to create certain effect. Oh, this is a powerful description of the setting. Okay, try to have this kind of practice as often as possible. Here, this is particularly aimed to build your sensitivity. When you have better sensitivity, it is going to be much easier for you to generate such effects as well from those tools that you have learned. Okay, alright. Now, there are things for you to avoid when it comes to writing a good piece of narrative. The first one is the dull repetition. Okay, what I mean by this is time when you keep on using the same vocabularies multiple times over and over again. This creates boredom for your readers. Okay, the second one, we have monotonous sentence structure. This is related to the previous explanation of mine, that ideally you combine basic, compound, and complex sentences to generate certain effects. Number 3, you have inefficiency. Inefficiency is the time you could have stated the statement shorter, but you didn't. The further to this will be explained later. Okay, and lastly, you have telling. So instead of telling the character's feeling, it's best for you to just simply describe body reaction, describe the weather and stuff like that. Okay, I'll explain further in the sample. Okay, here we go. We've got two different samples. Okay, the ineffective one and the effective one. Let's focus on the ineffective one, which is to the left of you. She was real nervous right now. Her heart beats really fast. And finally, she heard her name was called. She entered the stage nervously. Okay, so why this is not so good? I believe you just realized now that the kind of style you're having all this time is similar to this one. No worry, we'll try to break it down why it is a problem for you to have this kind of narrative. Okay, the first one is telling. You should not tell the feeling of the characters. Instead, you describe them. Okay, next one. Yeah, most of the sentences are basic sentences. Lastly, dull repetition. You have used the word nervous previously, and you used the word nervously here. So yeah, it's boring. That's it. Okay, let's move on to the second sample of mine. Her Caucasian face went pale more than it did during the winter. Every ticking clock accelerates her breathing. All thoughts, all possibilities, all scenarios she created in her head, coursing through her mind. What if she got the lyric wrong? What if she could not hit the high note? What if she did not match the tempo? Just an instant, a call from the stage snapped her back to reality, nudging her onto it. Here she was, trudging like a goat to the slaughter house. Okay, both of the samples pretty much saying the same things, but the second one is way better. Again, I'm not claiming that my second sample is perfect. It is far from it. And in fact, I'm not an author. Okay, I'm just an English teacher, but at least I'm teaching you to develop your ideas, to give better visualization to your readers. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, and let's see why this is more effective compared to the previous one. Here, it describes, it doesn't tell. Okay, if you take a look at the sentence, it describes the body reaction. It allows the readers to visualize what happens and infer by themselves. Next, it uses language device. Yeah, for this case, to be precise, it makes a good use of rule of 3. Okay, next, it makes also a good use of punctuation for facts, ellipsis. Next, if you take a look at it closely, we've got variation of sentence type in here, combination of basic, compound, and complex sentences. Okay, alright, and overall, the response pretty much uses precise vocabularies. Okay, variation of vocabularies. Yeah, this is more creative compared to this one. Okay, at the end of the day, narrative is creative writing, so you have to be creative. Okay, alright. So here, let's go with the application. As you have learned that we need to have complete narrative arc. Yes, you cannot miss any of those things in your narrative arc. You cannot miss, for example, the climax, or you cannot miss the orientation, okay, or any of those things. Okay, it's best for you to begin with simple plan. Okay, let's just say this is the prompt question that you receive from your teacher. Okay, or maybe this is the prompt question that you have in your mind. You would like to write a narrative involving a surprise. The first thing you have to do is not to write your narrative, but begin with your plan. The plan has to be simple. It doesn't have to necessarily be in a complete sentence, but the point is it covers all of the narrative arcs. This is the example. Okay, so yeah, my idea is maybe I'll begin my story with the inner voice from my character. So the character pretty much is brainstorming the surprise parties is going to throw. So I'm using this as my way to introduce my character and also to introduce the conflict itself. So from the beginning, it is okay for you to just simply go with the conflict. Okay, and then my second idea is I'm going to describe the character being stressed out, okay, as still a part of the rising action. And number 3, as the climax itself, I would give my character realization that they have only 1 hour left. Number 4, as the ending of the story, mom shows up and gave them a good ideas. If you take a look at this, the idea is very simple. What matters is the technique. The idea is simple, relatively simple, but what matters is your technique, the way you develop the ideas. Okay, so my suggestion here is for you to try to have this kind of exercise we can call it creative exercise, where from one prompt question like this, you try to generate as many plan as possible. So you've got like one set of plan already. You try to come up with many different kind of plan. Okay, and you can also switch the prompt question and generate as many plan as possible from the same exact prompt question. This will allow you to be able to generate ideas as quickly as possible. This will save up your time, especially during examination. Okay, like this. Yeah, I came up with my second example. Okay, so from the same exact prompt question, I will begin my story with the description of the bleak life and monotonous work of the character. So I'll introduce my character in a bleak way, and as the rising action, I will make my character start complaining about his life. Okay, and then as the climax, my character later will spot a homeless guy who got nothing. So I'll use description technique there. And number 4, as the ending, the character will be surprised and realize for he or she have been ungrateful all this time. See, completely different ideas from the same exact prompt question. Again, try. It's best for you to try generate as many plans as possible. Okay, before you write your own piece of narrative. Okay, and here it is. All right, another application. Alright, this is the time for you to develop the ideas. Alright, so let's just say this is the idea you have in your mind. This is your idea in your mind, and you would like to develop this into an effective piece of narrative. This is lunchtime. She sees that there is an ice cream today. It has been 2 weeks since last time the ice cream lady showed up. She feels like having ice cream today, yet she's hungry. She can't really decide to choose burger or ice cream. She's stressed out, and finally she goes with burger. Yeah, if we try to take a look at this one, yeah, this doesn't really generate any effect. Well, it introduces some conflict here. She's stressed out, but that's it. That's the only conflict, and goes to the solution without any tension at all. That's not interesting for people to read. Okay, so ideally, okay, I'll just minimize here to help you. Okay, here. Ideally, again, you can go back to check out the features. So ideally, you will make it this way. All right, I'll just go sentence by sentence, maybe here. Okay, instead of this is lunchtime, since there is ice cream today, it has been 2 weeks. Here there are 3 sentences. They are boring. Ideally, you can try to you put some more description here. During lunch, everybody is surging to the canteen, and so she is. Scanning for the menu that will satisfy her desire today, something stands out. Ice cream. See? My first 2 sentences is much more interesting compared to the previous 3 sentences, right? So I utilize different types of punctuation here, and the sentence type is varied. And here I'll continue my story. She remembers that the ice cream lady was severely ill, better, detailed now, for the past 2 weeks. And finally, see, different sentence structure. Finally, she is here. Very interesting. She wants that creamy taste of the cookie ice cream in her mouth right now, right here. See, okay, if you take a look at this one, more detailed description of the ice cream itself. You can start visualizing the kind of ice cream your character is facing right now. Apparently, many share the same thoughts. The line goes pretty wild. It does not take that long for her to make up her mind. However, when she's about to step into the line, her tummy rumbles. See? With more description here, more precise words. Okay? Oh no! Exclamation point. She's starving for having missed her breakfast. Yet the temptation is real. She wants that taste of heaven in the middle of such sweltering summer. Another description, language device as well. She checks her pockets. Yeah, this is another description of action. Her bags, just to find nothing. All she has is only $3, which only allows her to buy one item. Burger or ice cream. See? So dramatic. Okay? She takes a deep breath, swallowing her saliva, calculating the ups and downs for purchasing one of those. The white cold ice cream with the sprinkle of cookies on the top layers, or just the usual burger she always has for the longest time, which nothing about it is special. Just gives her the sensation of being full. Frowning, she trudges to the burger line. See? More tension, more interested, more precise, more detailed, better visualization with language devices. And if you take a look at this from the perspective of the length itself, it has some length and density compared to the previous one. Okay, so yes, that's pretty much it, everyone. The walkthrough of mine on how to write a better narrative. Hopefully you get some insights here. Again, if you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video to those who you think might benefit from this video. Alright, thank you so much for visiting my very first video ever. Bye everyone!